Okay. So what you can see here on the screen is some of my digital paintings. These ones here are all painted on my telephone, and they're using a mix of software that I've made myself, and also all the usual software you can find in the Apple iOS App Store and this kind of thing. And one of the things that's nice about painting on your phone is the painting is, you can come up if you want.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So, okay, well, there we go. So one of the things that's nice about painting on your phone is that you can walk around the world, and anytime you see something like a color that you're looking for or something that seems to fit right in the painting, you can basically just take a picture, and then within a minute or two, not even just within a couple seconds, you can kind of get that sample into your painting, right? So these here, these are just done all pretty much in one session, and yeah, they're just on my phone like this, and I'll show you a little demo of that later. So let's watch a bit more, and I will also talk about digital painting a little bit, but we're going to make a little drawing for that. Let's see. So there's about 100 images here all done in the last year, and this year. That one guy's like taking. Okay. So there's a big difference between like a regular painting, like an oil painting, and a digital painting, right, with pixels or vector graphics or that kind of thing. I would say maybe the biggest difference is that one is made of material, right? Like, so if you have like an oil painting or something like this, then you have this material, like this ink, and the ink goes on top of the other ink, right? So here we have basically an example of a traditional oil painting. So we'll call that like this. And the difference between that and like a digital painting is that digital painting doesn't exist on the page. It exists in your imagination, like a mathematical formula of some kind. So if we do this, then here we have a digital painting that's a 2x2 resolution, right? So it has a resolution of 4 pixels. And this one's black, and this one's black, this one's white, and this one's white, right? So we can say, like, this is an actual drawing here, sort of on the page. It only exists on this page. Whereas this image here exists both on the page, but also primarily first in our imagination, right? And then we also use computers to store this kind of information that's more abstract. So that's basically the difference between digital painting and oil painting. And so it's not necessarily a shift in media. It's not that you have to use the computer to make digital painting. You can make a digital painting just on a piece of paper like this. All you have to do is create the necessary information, right? But of course, when you do use computers, you can do all kinds of advanced stuff because they can store the information really well. So I think it's time to show you some of the stuff that I make with this in mind. And okay, let's begin with some phone software. And I need something colorful, like I'll use that yellow or something. So let's go this way. Okay, maybe let's get up close. Yeah, so this is a picture making program that I have called Finger Quilts, and it basically follows in line with this idea of creating information rather than drawing with material. So you see here this cord that I have. I'm just gonna grab this piece, and maybe grab another piece to make a kind of flower or something. So we'll do that, and get that one, and that one, and that one. And I think what we need is, we'll get some of this star in here. Like this. Maybe we got our original. Like this. Okay. And then another thing you can do in this software is you can split the pixels in half. So now we have a smaller grid, if you can see these lines here. And so let's finish it off. What can we use? Very good. Some black here. And I think now what we'll do is we'll just pop out this part, and we'll put it on my eye. And there you go. So this is finger quotes. You basically are making like 16 by 16 paintings, but the pixels are actually photographs. So it's kind of a low resolution image, but the pixels themselves are photographic. So they actually contain more information than a usual pixel would contain. And so that's kind of what my work is about. It's about changing what pixels are and thinking a little bit differently about information and how we think about what a picture might be. And so I kind of argue that now we have digital pictures, and we think about pictures first in terms of information as opposed to material, then it changes the whole history of painting and art making, especially in terms of photography and drawing and this kind of thing. Okay, so what's next? Oh yeah, okay. So let's do another phone up. This is one that I like to use pretty often. Let's do like that. Can we all see this? Okay, good. So this is called No Paint. And when you go to it's a website, and when you go to the website, it's a sort of one-handed painting tool, one finger actually. And so it starts painting automatically, and if you don't like what it's doing, you can say no. And it starts doing something else. So I don't like that, so I said no. And that's pretty good. I'll say paint, and then it will keep it there and start painting when you stroke. And I'll say paint for that. No. No. We're gonna go for a face here. Good. Nope. 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 Maybe we'll do a weird clown or something. Kind of. Well, it's really organized. And because of the edge, it'll bounce back. So it'll just keep painting forever until you tell it, no, we're painting it. And let's just wild out for a second. Let's say no a lot. Let's just paint a lot. Okay, so you get the idea. So this is the kind of thing I use when I'm waiting in line for the bank, or I'm like stuck in a small space and I can have to paint like this. But I don't really make finished paintings with it. What I usually do is I use it sort of like, if you're making kombucha and you have the Scoopy, so it's kind of like my starter ooze where like I'll come up with something nice and I'll just use it in another painting or paint on top of it after that. So this is sort of what that tool is meant for. And, okay, so I think now it's time to go into the stuff where we're going to have to look a little bit closer. The next two pieces of software we should look a little bit closer. Yeah. So we'll just watch this one for a minute. This is so this here is a piece that is a painting that lasts about 10 hours, but it's always different. And it's made with this little instrument here, which is my newest instrument, which will be the last thing that I show you. And it's essentially a recording of these different colored dots that move around in space. And there's only 16 dots for each image, but slowly the dots will change and move between different images of 16 dots. So there's like 128 total sort of configurations of dots, if that makes sense. We'll just watch it for a minute. And if you have questions, you can ask anytime. So right now it's moving to something else. Very nice. It's a cute little guy in a brown rose. His eyes are going crazy. So there's 16 dots in each one, right? And if you want, you can count them. Some of them are kind of transparent and soft and blurry. And sometimes I use one to sort of mask another out. There's we'll wait for it to change, but there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, the circle, 15, and then the 16th one is, I think, doubled up on the back, which is like creating this glow effect. So we'll wait for it to shift to one more, see what we get. Now, of course, the image you see here is represented with pixels, right, on the computer screen. But I argue that our theories about digital images should be a little bit better than just how we show them on the screen. So we shouldn't always think about pixels. Just like with vector graphics, we think of relationships and these kinds of things. So I really think of these pictures as consisting of information that consists of 16 colored dots in movement, as opposed to just the pixels that you're seeing on the screen. So that's sort of the format of the image, if you will. And this one, of course, they're all overlaid on top of one another, and there's this kind of shadow here. Maybe we'll refresh and see something new. And we'll do a couple more, just so you get a sense. We'll get a goofy one. There's a guy caught in traffic. Oh, there's the same one. Doesn't happen very often. My computer's not so random today. And here's a zombie with a, it's like a zombie anglerfish. You know what that light that comes off? What else do we have? Oh yeah. The emoji movie promo. My favorite. Okay, so what's next? Okay, so we're gonna look at a very, very simple one now. This software is just called Pull, and you can really only do one thing. All you can do is copy and paste, basically. So like who's familiar with Photoshop or this? Everyone uses Photoshop, right? So you can like make a selection and like copy and then like paste the pixels back in the right place, but you have to use like keyboard shortcuts. So the idea for this is that it's just that whole action, but sort of done in one gesture. So we can copy this, and then move it and paste it, and copy this, and move it and paste it. And let's make a bunny rabbit, like that. And he'll be looking to the right. There we go. And what are we going to do for the mouth? Something like that, maybe. And need some teeth. I'll just copy these teeth from here. Pretty good. And maybe a tongue or something sticking out. So we'll do that, and we'll roll it up. And maybe we'll just get a pupil. There we go. There we go. And he needs a body, so we'll copy and paste the body for him. And maybe an arm. Like so. And a leg. And he probably needs 2 legs, right? Very good. And we'll do a ground, so he has somewhere to go. Somewhere to go. So ground's pretty easy, just add some noise. And so now we have our, did I say it was a bunny? Doesn't look like a bunny. I mean, it's kind of a bunny, it could be a bunny, it's okay. So yeah, so the idea for this software is you just copy and paste, and that's sort of all it does. But the big trick is that it's only 2 colors, and most of it's black and some of it's white. So it kind of feels a little bit like sculpting, even though it's a very simple sort of programming thing. So, for example, to make a diagonal line, you kind of have to do like what a sculptor would do when he's chiseling away at a surface. So it's very easy to make straight lines, it's very hard to make circular diagonal lines. Very different from the last one that I showed you. Okay, animation. Let's move to some animation. There you go. Okay, so this software is called Marker, kind of like a Lighthouse or something like that. And basically it's sort of a way to do motion capture, but in 3D and 2D, like they do for video games and this kind of thing. So you draw